I don't know why I do this.
Well, I left Chattanooga, boy, had $1 and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock Line. I'm working on that old steamboat and learned to rob and steal. When my feet had touched
And the thing that I'm putting myself through this afternoon, I've been laughing at it really. I don't know, that intro kind of made it sound like it was a terrible idea, and it probably still kind of is. But I've still been kind of laughing at it since the conception of the idea. But this is going to be small rod, big reel challenge, I guess. I don't know. This is a 4.6 Shakespeare Micro Series. Ultralight. That is a Abu Garcia Max 60. 60 pound or 60 size reel. You know, designed for striper, catfish, stuff like that. I've got spooled up with some super cheap 4-pound mono. And that's because I have every intention of taking this line off of here and putting some real line back on it as soon as this is over with. Anyway, down here at the farm creek, see what we can catch. Again, 4.6 ultralight, 6,000 size reel, 4-pound test, crappie jigs. This feels so terribly unbalanced. Like, this reel weighs more than 3 of these rods. Okay, castability is miserable. Alright, I'm going to do something that's probably going to make things worse, especially with the tangling part. But it will at least give me a little bit more castability. So what I've got on there is a 1/64 ounce trout magnet head, which is just dumb as far as the rod length and the angle of the lines coming off of the reel and the length of the rod and all that, but it's whatever. So I'm going to put a 1/48 ounce head above that, which normally you would want to put a bigger jig head below the smaller one to keep from getting twisted and tangles and all that. But I figure since I'm using a double jig rig, I'm going to tangle and snap and lose both of them anyway. But it'll give me a little bit more castability. Alright, we've been fishing with this abomination for approximately 22 minutes now, according to the camera at least. And managed to get a couple of bites, but yeah, no. I'm not able to get hardly any distance. And I could add more weight to this by adding another jig head on, but the limit per line, or limit of hooks per line in Tennessee is 3. So I could only go one more higher, which I'm kind of getting to where I want to cast to, but not really. Hey, we finally caught something, and gee, what do you expect? A massive reel overpowering this massive bluegill. Chill, man. I just hooked myself. Fortunately, it was just the shirt. But I have swung back with real short rods like this that I was catfishing with. Don't ask. With a 5/0 circle hook that went through my finger. Not to the barb, but far enough that it left a sizable hole in my finger. So I just yanked it out and went back fishing. God, this cast is so terrible. Like, there's so much of an angle that the line is coming off the reel at. It's just grabbing the line and keeping it from getting any kind of velocity and giving you any distance. Well, looks like we're going to do this another day because I don't want to retie. This thing's been aggravating to deal with as it is. So, maybe see you tomorrow? Question mark, maybe? Alright, first thoughts on this disaster of a combo. It feels terribly unbalanced. Like, can't get any casting distance, mostly because of the angle that the line is coming off the reel, the rod length, and the weight of the lure, and a lot of it was just having the room to cast. But anyway, let's go home and maybe try again tomorrow. All right, you have to excuse the noise. We're back up here below, well, above Ocoee 2 right now. Going to be below it, but we're going to finish up this little big reel, small rod challenge thing. Anyway, let's get down there. I guess it would help if I got my GoPro. That would help a lot. These little pockets right here below the dam are a lot clearer than they were the last time, and the water's actually come down quite a bit. So that may be a good thing, may be a bad thing. We don't know. But it being in the middle of the week is the reason they've got it down. They'll start raising it up here in a day or so for, you know, the rafters and stuff during the weekend. But we're down here. We're gonna get set up and hopefully catch a couple of fish and get this over with. I had re-rigged this, but apparently I did not. Oh well. I'm going to put a 1/16 ounce head on. Actually, what I'm going to do is trim that little curl off from where my line broke. Put your trash in your backpack. Don't leave it on the waterways or in our rivers. It's not that hard, people. I could probably get away with a 1/32 ounce head, but with the angle at which that line's coming off the spool, I want a little bit more weight to kind of counteract that. I may snag quite a few more times, but that's part of it. Hey, we got a fish on. I didn't even notice it either. Pretty good rainbow. I mean, it's a stalker rainbow, but that's beside the point. I honestly thought I was hung on a rock for a second there. All right, well, I'm calling it quits. So I fished for about another hour after catching that trout, and no bites, nothing. It's just really hard to control baits in higher current with these little short 4.6 ultralights, and it just wasn't nearly as sensitive as this rod should be. And I think a lot of it was just this was absorbing a lot of the vibrations from any of the bites that I was getting. But paired up with the right size reel for the rod, like a 500 or 1000 size, wouldn't be nearly as bad. Not exactly a fun challenge. Like, this is just not comfortable. It overpowers the fish, like I was saying. I didn't even feel that trout bite. I mean, usually trout hit really hard. And another thing is, this reel basically broke this rod trying to get it in. Like, I don't know if y'all can really see it, but like right there on the inside of the little cups where the reel seat's at, it broke those little plastic pieces inside that aluminum band. But I mean, we got it in there. I'm definitely going to take this off, take all this line off, and re-spool it with something appropriate for the reel size, and put it on something that is appropriate for this reel. Anyway, we did catch a couple of fish with it, the little bluegill or whatever it was yesterday, and then the trout today. If y'all want to do something like this, by all means, have fun with it. Anyway, hope you like this one. Yeah, thanks for watching.